What's up, y'all? It's Hunter Kevin. Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin, and this video, I am happy to announce that I did have it made to be confirmed that I am now actually an academic. So, what does this mean? This means that I have completed my BA in Linguistics. The official title of my degree will be in the description below. I got my degree from the Glendon College, Glendon College of York University, which is located in Toronto, Canada. Now, I'm very happy that I've finished this degree, especially in linguistics, because I have a lot to say about my journey in completing my degree and a lot of things of that nature, because to finish a degree in general requires a lot of discipline, requires a lot of patience, and of this requires a lot of strength within to keep going. Because when something is hard, it's very easy to have this desire to give up. But with something like a degree, once you have it, right? It's another way of looking at a degree is sort of like a personal achievement. That you started something and you finished, right? And to go even further, that because one has completed the degree, whatever that may be, in my case, linguistics, that person in question is now an inspiration for other people. And I would like to couple this with a quote that goes as follows. Whatever action is performed by a great man, common men follow in his footsteps. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So, you who is listening or watching this video, whether it's a degree or completing a test, or not just completing a test, but acing a test, in that you've got 100% or 90% or 80%, these are good. But of course, we want to strive for 100% and to do our best, because that's what really matters. Of course, I intended this video to be more motivational than me prancing my dance about me completing my degree, because I also want to use my speech in the mode of goodness, in that I want to inspire those who are sincere watching this, because I can understand the struggle the struggle to finish a degree, or what have you, or somebody may be thinking of going back to school, or what have you, right? Someone may look at my degree and be like, oh, well, how useless. Well, it's not useless, because anything you study at school, there is something called transferable skills. So the brain power and mental gymnastics into a linguistics degree, or any degree, that kind of critical thinking and mental gymnastics, if you will, can be applied to other areas of life. So it's not completely useless. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay? So, that of itself, having completed this, I'm very proud of myself, and I hope others, can be inspired by this milestone in my own life. However, in this video, I don't want to go too much into my own personal life, because this channel is about This channel is about Old English, Anglo-Saxon, right? I don't want this to turn into a Kevin channel. Like, I don't want, so I have to even moderate myself on this, right? But this is one of those rare videos where I give a little eye into my personal life. Because this video is crucial for those who want to know my credentials. Now that I have this degree, well, somebody doing, let's say, a research paper for high school or secondary school or even for university can now cite me, right? I'm no longer just an enthusiast, I am now actually an academic, right? However, I'm not. Well, at the same time, I'm not an authority, so to speak. I don't have a PhD. Come on, it's just a BA, guys. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? We gotta, see things as they are, right? So, Yeah, so my journey towards the linguistics degree. So in the past, um, I was studying history, and but then almost near to the end of that degree, that BA in history, I got into Old English. And when I got into Old English, and this is the second time, by the way. So this, what I'm saying now, is sort of going to the origin stories of, excuse me, I've layered it into Old English of this channel, but more from the academic angle. So So in the past, I was pursuing history because the idea was that I wanted to be a history teacher for Canadian or British history. Well, but in pursuing that degree, on my spare time, I got into Old English, but this time I went to databases. So I found grammars, I found primers and whatnot, and I began to really, take this stuff seriously because it's really having these materials for free off of archive.org, Google Books, I was fascinated. Oh wow, I actually have access to this stuff. As well, lo and behold, I happen to be friends with someone who used to be a former lecturer of Old English. How lucky was I? So of course, when I needed help, I would go to him. So even there, I had a teacher in some shape or form for Old English, informally and formally. Within my degree, I did have one course in Old English. I wish I had more, but we can't get everything we want, right? I mean, I wish my degree was on Old English alone, but no, it's on linguistics, right? And plus, it's good to have something like that anyway, because linguistics is broad because it's because linguistics of itself is a field of fields, if that makes sense, because there's phonology, there is phonetics, there is morphology, and so on and so on. That's just syntax, right? There's a lot to consider within the field of linguistics. It's not just the science of language. Well, it's not just learning a bunch of languages. No, it's like the science of language, if you will. Anyway, so yeah, I'm very glad that I did this. I changed my degree because I will say this for those who are in academia or think of getting back into school or this or that. It does make a big difference when you're studying something you're actually interested in. That it's intrinsic. It's from within that you are interested in this stuff. For learning for its own sake, out of intellectual curiosity, if you will. And when you really like a topic, in my case, Old English, I can take what I learned from school, if you will, from my courses, linguistic courses, and apply into Old English, if you will, or understand these grammar books in a more intimate way of what they're trying to articulate, right? So my outside interest, so to speak, is compatible with what I'm learning in school, right? You should I think that one should have a harmony with of that because you don't want to go to school not liking what you're learning, because then you're really wasting your time, right? Ideally, but then again, you got people who have no idea what they want to do and they're pursuing a degree for the sake of the degree. But people change over time. But the thing is, what I'm really getting at is this: it does make a difference in what you're studying. If you're studying something you like, the grades will reflect that. And yeah, not all the time is it easy. Not all the time is it hard. But the thing is, you can do it. You can do it. What's stopping you? It's funny, it's so easy for people to fall into the trap of I can't do it, or it's too hard, or what have you. But to be fair, I mean, it's very easy to get distracted, when it comes to studying, and it's just, you gotta find within what you're studying the relevance. For those of you who are getting through a degree, or you're still figuring out what you want and whatnot, like you gotta find something within it where it really piques your interest, or some intimate field within it, and that can be applied to other things that you do like, right? So I hope that makes sense in some shape or form. Well, not because thing is, with these kind of videos, for those of you who are new, it's pretty late to say this, but if you made it this far, thank you very much. But there are people as young as 13 who watch my videos, right? And as a content creator, I have to be careful of what I say, right? So I do try to be a positive influence because I want to be a positive influence. I don't swear in my videos. I try to make my content that's moral, if you will, if that makes sense, or if anything, exposing evil, if that makes sense, in some of my videos. But I'm getting a little off topic now. But the main thing is, when it comes to academia, don't give up. I believe in you. Remember that, okay? But more importantly, you should believe in yourself, right? I mean, you can do it, because thing is, ladies and gentlemen, the hardest thing for a human being to control is this. Controlling the mind is not easy at all. It has a lot of chatter going on. Oh, I got that test. Oh, I got to get that textbook. This and that, and whatnot. But you'll get through it. I mean, this is all temporary. A lot of people suffer in this context because they mistake the temporary for the eternal. Oh my God, how unfortunate! Oh, it's all this stress and whatnot. It feels like it's going on forever, when it's not forever. It's only for a short period of time, right? And when it's all said and done, you pass the test. It's like, oh, well, that went by really fast, right? Well, I mean, these distresses and reliefs, if you will, they come on their own accord, right? So the key, what I'm really hinting at here, is to be equipoised, to be focused, and to have equanimity, mental calmness, all right? So for those of you, again, pursuing a degree or think of pursuing a degree, I would suggest to strive for excellence. Look within that topic that field of your study that really evokes or kindles that fire within you that gets you passionate in a positive sense, that makes you want to do well, and the thing is, it's not easy for a lot of people because it requires some exploration, and it also requires some self-honesty. What do I actually like? What am I actually good at? And then going through process of elimination, one will find out that which they want to pursue, and that takes time. Some people, it's very early on in life. Others take a little longer. That's okay. But that process needs to start if one wants to, have a more fulfilling life, to really, because thing is, you don't want, no one wants to be miserable, right? And when it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. You just gotta remind yourself that it doesn't have to be that way. You are the master of your own destiny. Okay? Remember that. You are the master of your own destiny. No one can stop you. Only you can stop yourself. Right? And through your example, you will inspire others. Because you never know who's actually watching, who's actually paying attention to you. Right? And I will repeat this quote again because it's very important. Whichever action is performed by a great man, common men follow in his footsteps. And whichever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. This could be you, if you remain focused, remain determined, one-pointed, steadfast, You can do it. Your friends believe in you, I'm sure. Your family believes in you. I believe in you. Alright? Anyway. With that said, this video is getting pretty long, but I hope I really I hope I had driven the point. Oh, my English is something else. In regards to inspiration, motivation, all that sort. How can I word this? Oh my Lord, we're at 15 minutes already, but that's all good. Anyway, so this video is really to celebrate the fact that I myself reached a personal milestone. I have my degree. I am an academic now, so I'm no longer an enthusiast. Because of this is why. Well, I'm saying this late in the video. If you made it this far, thank you. That's in my more semi-recent videos, I've been quite bold in some of the things I've been saying linguistically. And the reason being because I've more or less finished my degree, right? So I can say things now, so to speak, because I'm not. How can I word this? I'm not just anyone, right? I mean, like, I'm someone who, again, I'm not an authority, all right? I'm not an authority, but my words now have some value. That's what I'm really getting at. And this may sound a little controversial when it shouldn't be, but not all opinions are equal, all right? So someone who, okay, well, let me juxtapose this. So somebody just starting their day one, pursuing their degree in X field, versus someone who has a PhD, Okay, I'll give you a concrete example. Let's say somebody who just started to learn about astrophysics versus someone who has a PhD in astrophysics. Who are you going to go to? Well, the latter, right? Because they have the experience, they have the knowledge, they spent the time, they're qualified. Thing is, not everyone is qualified. Okay. Alright, so that shouldn't be controversial. Alright? That not all opinions are equal. Because some opinions are due to conjecture. Due to incomplete information. Or, if you will, mental speculation. Anyway. I don't want to go too much into that. I've already said a lot, but my point is that, there are authorities and then there are those who are not authorities on X matter. Again, the student started day one in astrophysics contrasting to the person who has their PhD in astrophysics, right? So, yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And if you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Like it, if you will, and please subscribe. And if you really like the channel, please become a patron at my Patreon page down below. Thanks for watching. Take care.